Hey there, it's Jason. Welcome to part three of my recap series from the San Francisco Pen Show for 2025. It is September 1st, 2025 as we record this. It's Monday, it's Labor Day here in the US. So try to knock out as many of these videos as I can today while I'm off from work before I get back to my day job. So part one was the recap overall experiences of the show. Part two was pens 1 through 10. This is part three, pens 11 through 20 that I purchased this weekend. Part four will also come today. Again, I don't know when I'm going to release everything, but it's recorded on the same day. So if you say, oh, he's wearing the same clothes, it's not because I wear a black t-shirt every day. It's because I'm recording them all on the same day. Okay, so let's dive into part three of the recap. And again, these are going to be pens 11 through 20. What I will do is I will show you the pen itself, as well as the name of the pen and the Instagram. I think it'll be everything. The Instagram for the maker, so you can learn more about that. I'll learn about more of them and follow them along and see some of their work. So let's go with number 11 in the series. So we have Loritz Stealth Thread. I have to make sure it's not steel thread. It's stealth thread. And Loritz is a Japanese manufacturer, machinist. They're not a manufacturer, they are machinists. And what they do is they do a lot of machine work for luxury car brands like Lexus. They make things like the knobs on the volume knobs or the gear shifts and things like that. So they do metalwork, and some of their stuff is just really stunning. So I got the Stealth Thread, which, if you notice, the entire body is made in the same threaded nature as the cap. So you can actually just screw this on. This one's a little sticky, so I should have got it checked before I left the show, and I didn't. And once you get it on there, it's fine. But that first thread is not going to look great. So I have some regrets, not because of the pen, but because I didn't check it before I left. So I need to contact the company and figure out what to do there, because they're in Japan. I don't know what to do about that. But the nice thing is they were really gracious with their time. And April also bought something from them while we were there. Mark, my brother, has something from them as well. So they got some good business out of the Nasty family while we were there at the Pen Show. So that's the stealth thread, not steel, but it's spelled stealth. So imagine it's stealth thread. So that's the stealth thread from Loritz. Very nice people, and we'll have to figure out how to get that fixed. Okay, Leonardo. So of all the pens that I bought this weekend, minus the Sailor that I got from Randy, Leonardo is the only one that I had previously had any pens from. I've got a bunch of Leonardos. Love their work. So this is a Leonardo Momento Zero Grande with a number 8 14K nib called La Fenice. It's the name of the nib. And the specific name of this pen is Mother of Pearl Cappuccino. This is a limited special edition. It's only made for shows. Wasn't made specifically for the San Francisco Pen Show, but it's not something that's normally distributed. Absolutely gorgeous, like so many of Leonardo's work, and then this giant number 8 gold nib is absolutely stunning. and I can't wait to write with it. This of all the things I bought this weekend, this was the most expensive um, due to the nib, and it's really what you're paying for all these things, and that much gold with that size of a nib is going to be very expensive. So I won't tell you how much I paid, but it was the most expensive thing I bought. It did come with a bottle of ink, so I got the Terrassi Reserva red wine ink, which I'll show in Matt's video when I ink that up. I also got a tote bag from Leonardo, which I don't have within reach, which I immediately spilled coffee on, so I threw that in the wash, and then it got all wrinkled and sunk, but that's okay. This is what I meant to buy. I don't really care about the tote bag. Bought the pen, I bought with that. Beautiful nib. I have another Leonardo gold nib, but it was number 6. So this is number 8. So that is immediately becomes the priciest nib in the collection. The next 2 here, I don't know the names of the models, and because I neglected to ask, but they're both from a Turkish studio called I don't even know how to say that. I'll try to say it. Studio Agakakan. I don't know. I don't know. I don't speak Turkish, and I don't know how to read those accent marks, but I was trying to be respectful and write them down. It's not a smiley face. That's a U with an umlaut over top of it. But yeah, that's what these 2 pens are. They're really nice looking pens. I mentioned in my previous video, part 2, it looks a lot like a Jonathan Brooks resin, as does the Leonardo. Could be. I don't actually know. I didn't really get a chance to speak very much with the maker here. He was situated in the hallway, in the foyer, so it's pretty busy, and English not so good. So I didn't want to try to ask him a whole lot of tough questions. But this one as well, just another one that's it's really cool patterns in here that you don't know what you're going to get if you're buying online. So when you have a chance and you're actually at a show, you can pick out the one that has the right swirls for you, because he had, I don't know, 3 or 4 with the same colorway. And this is the one that really stood out to me. He had 2 or 3 on this one, and this one was like the one that looked the best to me in person, which is what you can get by being at the show that you can't get online. Next up, this one I actually had to find out afterwards what the name of the pen was. But it was Maverick Pens, which I had a chance to speak with Abby, and bought the pen. It's this Firehawk, which is called Firehawk matte finish in the Guardian model. So this Guardian model is their kind of cigar shaped, no clip, but a really cool reddish. I mean, it's fiery. It is. It looks like the flames, an inferno. So really, really cool. Be cool to pick that up with any kind of red, brown ink. But because I bought the pen and then walked away, I actually wound up later that night when I got home. I was writing down what I had. I was like, I know it's from Maverick Pens, but I don't know what it is. So when I was back the next day, the show, I walked back over to the table and said, if I send you a photo of the pen that I bought, can you tell me what model it is? And she said, absolutely. Because of course I didn't bring it back to the show with me the second day. So thank you to Abby for getting back to me. One of the fun things is Abby makes the she blends all the resins. So she was wearing a blazer that was made from that was colored the same way as this was kind of their main style that they had there for Mavericks. It's a husband and wife team, um, and one of the things that I really thought was cool that I didn't buy but was admiring was she had this same style in not a fountain pen but a dip pen holder. So it was really cool, but a little out of my price range for a dip pen um, uh, nib holder. So didn't buy that. But I bought something else, and then I slid over to the next table that she was kind of sharing tables with, to the Zodiac Pen Company. We got two from Zodiac. So we'll do the first one first, which is the Zodiac Pen Company with the Cancer model. I said to Bert, who's the owner, said, you shouldn't call this your Cancer pen. Like, that's not a good name, but it is Zodiac Cancer, one of the zodiac signs. That's where the name comes from. And each of the different styles, the different models, have a slightly different shape. So I don't know if you can see that, the cap comes in curved. There's that kind of bulge in the body as it kind of comes from the grip. And this one with the black clip is Papillon, which is French for butterfly. I know this from my French classes as a younger man. There's also a restaurant that my mom loved that's no longer in business, called Le Papillon. We took her for her birthday a few times. It was just kind of a French restaurant that she loves to go to, so I will never forget the name Papillon and what it means in English. So that's the Cancer model, Papillon. And then the Sagittarius model from Zodiac Pen Company is the Patsy Koi. And so this one caught my eye with the white and the green. As a Boston Celtics fan, that green jumped out at me and said, that looks like a good Celtics pen. So that's why I got that one, to be candid, because it reminded me of the Celtics. So I'm sure my brother Mark will appreciate that. But this one is kind of the pointed cap on the end. So different model, different body style. So here we have, stay over there, stay there. So here we have the Cancer and the Sagittarius. They're different bodies, one with a clip, one without. They're different heights, which you can't see at this angle. Yep. But that's more, a flat top and bottom. And that's that kind of pointed crown and finial, or pointed crown. I don't know what we call it. I'll learn these things at some point. So let's get those out of the way and move on. We are running along as we've been doing. Just three more to go. Number 18 from Sean Newton Pens. This is the Retro Arcade. I was talking to Sean, and this particular pen was made from a Nintendo system controller that he melted down. So the red that you're seeing there is all from the black and red and gray of a Nintendo NES controller. So I thought that was just cool. Sean's got a great story. He makes pens and does it as a 501c nonprofit company, because it gives scholarships to students trying to pay for college expenses. So, really cool story, really cool person. So Sean Newton Pens. Almost done. But I want to spend a little bit of time talking about these last couple. So this is a wood pen from Henry Woodcrafts out of Taiwan. So I was talking with this maker, I assume his name was Henry, and he shared a table with his mom also from Taiwan. She's Yaching style on Instagram. So Henry Woodcrafts is the son, Yaching style is the mother. Henry's a woodmaker. He's a woodworker. Um, and his mom does jewelry. And so they both also make pen and pen related objects. So I actually started talking with Henry because he had these pen boxes, pen trays, boxes. So the style where you open it up with brass hinges, and they're all made from wood. Absolutely the most stunning things you can imagine. Absolutely perfect. Each of the boxes is made from a single tree. So box one made from one tree, box two a different tree, box three third tree, and you could see it the way he makes them. You could see the swirls of um, how the trees natural beauty is, the different swirls in the wood, the grain, that's the word I'm looking for. The grain of the wood, you can see it between the way he makes the top and the bottom of the box. Um, and I'm talking with him about these boxes, and I finally say, how much are they? And he tells me, and they're way out of my price range. So I didn't buy anything, but I spent enough time talking with him that I was also looking at his pens that he had for sale, also made from wood, the same techniques. So this was one of the few fountain pens that he does. Um, and so I don't know the name of the pen, because when you go to his Instagram or you go to their website, it's in Chinese. I can't even, it's not even worth trying to translate to try to get the names. I don't know, but I don't know. I couldn't find this pen on the site anyway, so it didn't really matter. But really nice wood pen. There's actually a spring cap inside, similar to like an Esterbrook Esty. Um, but absolutely gorgeous stuff. Really nice people. I want to buy a couple of bottles of ink from them as well, coming over from Taiwan. So the thing, this is the fountain pen, but when one of the other things they made, they had glass nib pens that had a converter built in. So you'd have instead of imagine instead of a fountain pen nib, you had a glass. I don't have anything. I don't have a glass dip pen handy. Um, so you have a glass dip pen, similar. Imagine you're doing a dip pen. I got the Mori here, but instead it was glass, and then it would go into the body that was made out of wood as well, different wood because of different tree. But it was also had a converter inside, so similar to a fountain pen, it would have a converter. You could put ink inside a converter, and so you'd have a glass dip pen that you didn't have to dip, which was just blew my mind. I'm sure it's been done plenty of times, but I hadn't seen before, so it blew my mind. Um, and I wanted one, but it was more expensive than I was willing to spend by a long shot on a glass dip pen, because I don't do that much work with them. I didn't buy this, but my wife got a stuff referencing that because I saw what it is. She got one of the Trilog dip pens this weekend, and I figure we can share that because we don't need multiple really high end machined dip pens. So speaking of machine, though, the last thing that I have to show is the last thing that I bought, which is a Shown Design pen. So I had been watching this all weekend, the Shown table, and both my dad and my brother went over to talk to Ian several times, and I just kept going over to check out the Monarch nibs. And so it was the thing that I said, if I don't buy anything else by the end of the weekend, this will be the last thing that I do. Uh, and sure enough, this was the only thing that I bought on Sunday, other than the nib grinds that I did. But it is the Monarch nib in a cursive grind. titanium nib with an aluminum body that I picked out from the things they had at the table. So I spent a bunch of time talking to Ian and getting that test in and make sure it was all good. So it's a Monarch titanium cursive, anodized aluminum, full size pen. A lot of the pens that they have for sale were pocket pens. This was what they consider the full size, and the weight, even though it's not big, it's heavy because it's made of aluminum with titanium nib. It's heavy. It's not it's not light. So most of them are much lighter. My brother's got one. My dad's got one. But this one is actually more the weight that I would use to write with. So I really appreciated the time that Ian spent talking with me and my family. And that was kind of the last thing that I wanted to buy. And I wish I had realized it before he left, but he also included one of his syringe flushes, Monarch cleaning tool. So what you do is you fill up with the water and then you push that in through just a nib and it flushes up a nib. I wish I'd realized that before the end of the weekend because I would have got the ones that are custom made for not just not just the Monarch, which is what he gave me, but he also makes them for other pen manufacturers like Lamy, Pilot, Standard, Yovo, nibs, standard box nibs. So I wish I'd realized that before I left, because I would have also grabbed a few of those while I was there. But alas, I can always order them online. So that's the end of part 3. That's 10s 11 through 20 on part 3. Stay tuned for part 4, where I'll swatch up the inks that I got. Again, part 1 is the recap. Part 2 is pens 1 through 10. Part 3, pens 11 through 20. Part 4 will be ink. So thank you for watching. As always, comment below if there's any questions you have or comments. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share it with your friends, and come back for part 4. Thank you very much for watching.